Hi, I'm Brian Sheetz with American Rifleman NRA Publications. We're here at Industry Day at the Range, SHOT 2023, and I am here with Springfield Armory's pro shooter, Rob Leatham. And Rob, a lot of people don't realize this, Rob is in a unique position to have a lot of expertise, obviously, world-class shooter with pistols, and has been an employee, I believe, with Springfield since very early on. You were number 4?
1989. I think I'm up to number 4. Somebody quit.
Okay.
So I moved up.
Employee number 4, Springfield Armory. All of that hands-on expertise puts Rob in a unique place to be able to really help out on the practical side of the design of some of their new products. And he's holding a product that's new this year. He's holding a product that's new recently, and it's called the Prodigy pistol. Rob, tell us about the basic concept of how this gun is put together and why you like it.
Well, the concept for high capacity 1911 isn't particularly new. They've been around for a long time. We've had them in the past, but we never really made exactly what we needed, exactly what I wanted. We'd taken patterns in the past that were difficult to manufacture, difficult to produce. Well, with the manufacturing capabilities we have now, we can do about anything. And we take basically a tried and true design that's proven to work really well, and he said, how can we make this so that it's accessible price-wise? Because, you know, a lot of those double-stacked 1911s are very, very pricey.
Sure.
And like out of reach for a lot of average people.
Right.
So my first goal was to make sure that everybody could afford it. I mean, if you can afford a 1911, you can afford a Prodigy.
Okay.
The next part of it was to bring all the good that we love of 1911, the trigger pulls, the thumb safeties, grip safeties, just the basic feel, and bring that to the high capacity world. Because love or hate the 1911, the thing it always gets criticized for is magazine capacity.
Sure.
So basically, that's solved that. We have double stack magazines. This is a 17 rounder.
Double stack, 17 round, 9 millimeter. Only 9 millimeter at this point. Yeah.
Right now, everything we are developing for the Prodigy is the 9 millimeter line.
Okay.
Because it's 95% of the market right now.
Sure.
I guarantee at some point Uncle Rob's going to want a 45, but we're not there yet.
Right.
There's a standard 20 round magazine that it shoots with.
Okay.
And then there's an optional 26 round magazine.
Right.
But a lot of things I really wanted done. If you think back old school 1911 with bushing barrels and things like that,
right,
I want to do away with that. So
right.
We've got a bull barrel in it. If I lock the gun open, you can see it.
So the barrel locks to the slide.
Exactly. So the barrel does away with the bushing, so it's a heavier barrel, reduces the recoil.
Right.
There are a lot of tricks in getting the geometry right, the weight of the slide.
Right.
Things like just the mainspring, which powers the hammer.
Yeah.
Things like that have a lot to do with the function of the gun.
Yeah.
So to get a good trigger pull, make it reliable, make it accurate, but the real goal was high capacity and easy to shoot.
Right.
So what we love about 1911s basically is the feel and the grip, magazine release. If you know 1911, thumb safeties are the same, triggers the same, grip safety's the same, so you're not going to a new world.
Yeah.
And of course, we have to address the optical sight issue.
Sure. Yep.
And when we were looking into it, from the very beginning, one of the first design parameters is it has to be able to take an optical sight.
Yeah.
So we have a plate system that we can pretty much put any optical sight that I'm aware of. There may be something I don't know of, and some things we haven't gotten to yet, but everything's going to be able to fit. So basically brings the oldest design that we commonly use, 1911, and makes it modern again.
Now, for people that aren't familiar with guns that are put together this way, tell me about how the grip frame and then the main frame and the slide. What are the materials there?
As opposed to bring 1911 world, there's a slide and a frame, and then grips attached to the frame.
Right.
It's similar in concept, but nowhere near the same way it's done. It's a modular frame, and if you look at it, you can see the seams. Steel slide, steel frame. This is the actual frame portion right here.
Right.
This part is polymer. So this is actually attached. This is the through hole that goes through the steel portion of the frame. And there's an attachment point here. So the grip itself can be taken off, can be modified, can be changed. The way you would change this part, the way you would change the grips of the 1911.
Right.
So there's a number of aftermarket parts you can get. I'm sure at some point we'll have some options to it too.
Right.
But the secondary value of that is the polymer is very light.
Sure.
So now the gun is much, much lighter than where it's made out of steel or.
And of course, since the grip frame is the stock panel, as we would call it at Rifleman, or that's the grip, you can also kind of do engineering on the inside and the outside to get the right circumference and have enough room for the magazine.
One of the advantages of this style system is that the grip itself doesn't have to be any thicker than is absolutely necessary. Like we're all used to on the polymer pistol.
Yeah.
When you take a standard 1911 and then put the grip panels on it, it makes it bigger.
Right.
Which is why so many of our 1911 guns come with thin grips.
Yeah.
We even have those on there. So our adaptive grip texturing has been put. First thing we use is on Hellcat. So we did the same texturing, and it's everywhere. If you look around, the only place it's not is in this one spot. So everywhere you hold the gun, you're holding the texturing.
Right.
So it's a very secure grip, and it's very comfortable. But Brian, I got to tell you, the cool thing for me is this is easy to modify.
Yeah, right.
If you got a stippling.
So you are one of the highest ranked pistol shooters in the world. You've won everything. What do you think of this gun to shoot? I mean, honestly, is it a fun gun to shoot? Does it shoot well?
As far as the ability to shoot accurately and quick, it's the best gun we make.
Interesting.
Hands down.
Interesting. We're gonna make you prove that in a minute.
There was a time that I would have sit here and argued with 1911 and old school 1911 is the best.
Right.
But this gives up nothing but gains capacity.
Yeah. And without giving away any plans for the future, any specific plans, if I were a guy who said, I love this, and I appreciate 9mm, but I'd love to see it in 45. Am I somebody who's going to be disappointed that never happens, or am I going to be somebody who might be happy in a couple of years?
If you look at the pattern of how we do things, we haven't had any discussion as to putting a caliber other than 9mm into production right now.
Okay.
Because I'm be honest with you, we are slammed.
Yeah.
Just to produce this model.
Yeah.
However, I would be very surprised if at some point Uncle Rob doesn't want a 45 because I like 45.
Yeah.
And this would be a perfect platform.
Absolutely.
Then you're going to get a 45, plus you're going to have high capacity.
Well, and you guys used to do that in a metal frame gun. You used to do a high capacity 45.
That platform was really hard to make.
Right.
And it wasn't the best receiver that we ever built, even though I shot them for decades. This is just like starting with so much better platform than that one was.
All right, well, Rob, we could talk handguns all day long, but I want to take a break, and then I want to see you shoot it, and I might shoot it too. So thanks a lot. We appreciate it.
Man,
the Prodigy. Yeah.
All right, here we go. I missed about 5.
I'm sorry, you must not have heard me. I said fast.
Well, that's all I got today. With 30 to this finger, that's full speed.